We are going to unbox the HYTE Y50, and we're going to do a build in this. Special anniversary build. Because it's cool. Is they really loading up on the existential dread these days? Listen, this is my comfort food. Okay, well, obviously. Not my only comfort food. But it keeps me busy. I also really like that they put on the box that it's the Costco rotisserie chicken of PC cases. If you haven't seen the HYTE Y50 before, it's 473 millimeters by 288 millimeters wide and 461 millimeters high. It's about 63.8 liters. It's made out of steel, plastic, and tempered glass. It'll support eATX, ATX, micro ATX, and ITX. It also supports front to back or rear connect from Asus Gigabyte and MSI's Project Zero. It's ATX power supply. It'll use up to a 250 millimeter length, up to 360 millimeter length GPU, 170 mils wide. So the top fan and radiator support is you can do 3 120 or 2 140, up to 410 millimeters long and up to a 46 millimeter thick radiator. The side fan and radiator supports 3 120s, up to 420 millimeter long and up to 83 mils thick. And the rear fan is a single 120. The bottom also supports 2 120 mil fans. The bundled fans are 500 to 1500 RPMs, and it's got one RGB 360 mil setup with reverse blade design on the side, and then you got one RGB 120 mil at the rear. Max CPU cooler height is 160 millimeter. It'll support up to 6 2.5 inch drives or 2 3.5 inch drives, 7 expansion slots, 2 Type A ports, and 1 Type C with a combo headphone microphone jack. It's got an H on the back. Now, HYTE has some pretty cool accessories. If you want to put a screen there, there are options for a screen. Look at that toollessness, deliciousness. And look at the back. So much room for activities. Now, because this is glass at the front and the side, the air has to come from the side, the other side. And so this is an intake. And that's why these fans are reverse. So they spin. They're pulling air in, even though the fan hub is back here. So it is more aesthetic, I guess, from this side. The cutouts, as I said, are compatible with back to front motherboards, which means if you got a motherboard that has hidden connectors, like the MSI motherboard we reviewed previously, the connectors will be hidden and they go through the holes on the motherboard, which is great. This case also has enormous rubber grommets. I think if the grommets were any larger, Wallace would be suing. There's 2 really big wire grommets at the top that'll hide your wiring, and 2 at the front, although one of them is really large, so they can hide your cabling for your GPUs or whatever else. The fans at the bottom are also hidden by plastic, and they have their own dust filter, so even if you don't put fans down there, that will be an intake, and you should be aware of the dust filter. It'd be nice if the dust filter were removable from the back. You're going to have to put your computer on its side in order to unsnap the dust filter. That's really the only design oversight, if that could even be called an oversight, that I see just from a quick look through. The 120 mil exhaust fan is adjustable up and down, so you can move it up and down, and that's great. And the fan cutout on the top seems pretty unique. I don't think you would have any trouble supporting a radiator, big radiator, 140 mil or 280 mil radiator, 140 mil fans, whatever you need. This case also has a very unique expansion slot cover design, very breathable. The paper they give you is really just a kind of installation guide. There's like one little area that gives you some options, some ideas of like how you're going to mount your radiators and the other kind of thing. I think HYTE could, spend an afternoon and put together a bunch of different build configurations to give people ideas about how they might lay out their radiators. Like maybe they're going to go for a custom loop or, that kind of thing. Maybe they're going to go do a vertical GPU mount. Like, what are the options? What can we do? All right, so what are we putting in this? The ASRock Taichi 10th Anniversary Edition. X870E. Yeah, this is going to be an AMD build. Don't worry, we're going to use an AIO. This motherboard has a 24 plus 2 plus 1 phase design. It's got built-in 10 gigabit Ethernet, which I'm pretty excited about, and a ton of USB ports. This dual slot layout would actually work really well if you had an 8-slot motherboard, especially if you were going to rock dual GPUs, because you could put in a blower-style 2-slot GPU at the bottom. I'm not going to do that. This motherboard has 2 physical expansion slots. Everything else is M.2, and this is going to be the heart of our build. Taichi 10th Anniversary Edition represents the evolution of precision engineering and refined design, crafted to mark 10 years of balance, innovation, and performance. I've been doing this a while, and yeah, ASRock borrowed I think it was my X99 Taichi motherboard, because nobody keeps old motherboards for things. But around here, you know, in poverty country, we keep using things until they die. Like that motherboard still in use as a test bench. Friend of mine, long story. But this is the pinnacle of what you get on the desktop. You can run a 9950X3D too, which I think is what I'm going to need. We're going to use the Challenger for our AIO. In the box, you get a fancy pants Wi-Fi antenna, RGB breakout cable, which we'll actually need to use. That is about 7 pounds of motherboard right there. It's all heatsink. A little overkill if you ask me. But we got our M.2 here, we got our M.2 here, we got M.2s under here. We got our easy release for a GPU. At the back, we have a decade of mastery. Got the built-in rear I/O shield. I like that. Toolless quick release M.2. Everybody always comments, how often do you change your M.2 to toollessness? That's a U feature. You're not wrong, but I was also doing it toollessly before it was actually toolless. Also in the box, you got all this stuff in the bottom. Taichi the Journey. Ooh, this looks fancy. What is this? Hey, look at that. It's a little book about all the Taichis. Got our quick installation guide, our warranty guide, some more SATA cables, yet more SATA cables, external temperature input, another external temperature input, a third temperature input. I'm going to enjoy updating the Simon monitoring program that's on GitHub under level 1 text for monitoring all of your hardware stuff with this motherboard sensors, because it's got 3 external temperature sensors. Woo! All right, I'm done hyping this up. Let's see what I did there. Hype. Okay, it wasn't perfect. Hyping this HYTE build up. Let's actually get it built and then see what we're working with. And boom! There's our build. Wow, HYTE has a lot of stuff that makes first-time builders or noobs building like little quality of life things. All the little bags are labeled individually. They actually bother to separate out the motherboard screws and the fine thread screws and the coarse thread screws, so you can look at it and be like, this is the screws I need for the motherboard. This is the screws I need for the power supply. This is the screws that I need for a mechanical hard drive, because apparently we're going back to those because everything's unaffordable. For this build, I also used our Trident Z Neo X RGB. This is the ultra low latency memory. 2x 16 gig sticks of memory. It is ludicrously expensive. We've been doing a lot of builds and mini PCs lately. We are going to do Devember this year. Devember is going to be a lot of fun. Some combination of these parts, probably going to be prizes. Get ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is my anniversary build though. Let's get my Taichi anniversary board. I like how this turned out. Now, for the moment, I've got Windows on here to just run some benchmarks and go through the latency numbers and overall memory performance. And because this is a 16-core processor, I can get the most memory bandwidth out of our AMD AM5 platform. And boy, is it fast and low latency. See, it's not that new technology's paused. It's just that the enterprise technology is not trickling down currently. It's still being made. It's still being invented. Things are getting better. Things are faster than ever. It's just unavailable in desktop configurations. So for our HYTE Y50, we ended up with our Steel Legend power supply. It ended up being all ASRock. And I was kind of pretty sure that we were going to end up with an ASRock AIO and motherboard. But we also ended up with an ASRock GPU and power supply in our HYTE Y50. And you can see our AIO has a nice little programmable LCD screen that'll give you stats about your system or whatever you want to run on that. Our motherboard has 10 gigabit Ethernet. There's a lot of really fun features here. And yeah, there's RGB. I'll probably turn that off. And glass side panel. I mean, I get it. I get the aesthetic. I get why it's appealing. The static electricity from that was enough to make the monitor blink off. That's fun. So yeah, anyway, 72 nanoseconds. Now, in case you're wondering about noise and thermals, they're very impressive from this setup. In our AIDA64 torture tests, we're getting about 41 dB from 18 inches away on the front. It's a little louder from the rear because of the rear exhaust fan. The rear exhaust fan will ramp up. I didn't have to customize the fan curves on our Taichi motherboard either. Our ASRock AIO keeps the temperatures of the CPU pretty well in check. Our 9950X3D2 can run a little warm, but here, 75, 76 degrees C max. Under normal torture test conditions, it doesn't even get that warm, and the fans don't ramp, so it's even quieter. If you do opt to add, say, a 600 watt GPU to a build like this, I would recommend adding an additional 120 or 140 at the rear, at the bottom of the case as an intake. I've had time to have a little bit of fun with this build, play a little bit of 7 Days to Die after the update. It's pretty solid. It's shockingly quiet, even with its 4 fans, plus the 9070 XT. Yeah, I'm rocking the 9070 XT for the graphics card because all of the NVIDIA cards, the prices have gone through the roof. And I think that's because unavailability and lack of manufacturing more than everyone's buying them. The 9070 XT, at least right now on the market, remains the best bang for the buck. And it remains available for relatively uninflated prices. 16 gigs of memory, etc., etc. The only NVIDIA GPU that I could find that was remotely close only has 12 gigs of VRAM, or 8. And you could get 16 on the 9070 XT, so why wouldn't you? I mean, it's a really solid GPU for this build. All in all, I'm really happy with how our HYTE build turned out. Solid build quality on the case, solid features and reliability for the motherboard, stability, fastest RAM in the West. What's not to love? Except for the unavailability and absurdly insane prices and all that. But hey, Devember! Join. The theme this year is going to be home labbing and disconnecting from the cloud. So we already got you primed with Proxmox content and everything else. But for now, this is going to be doing some things in the office for me. I'm Modalist Level 1. This has been a quick look at our happy anniversary Taichi HYTE Y50 build video with the killer G-Skill RAM. If you have any questions or I missed anything, or you want to see other follow-up, whatever, hit me up in the forum. I'm signing out, and I'll see you there.